Hiyo mkutano haikuweza kufanyika. Tulikuwa tumeanza Nakuru, kisha tukaenda mpaka kule Nyanza, huko pale naitwa Sikri, vile mmesikia kutoka kwa gavana Ongwae. Wakisii, Wakuria na Wajaluo walikuja pamoja na wakaongea kwa sauti moja, sauti ya Nyanza. Ilikuwa tufike hapa Ingo, lakini jamaa wakasema COVID inaonekana kama imepanda sana, wakasema tuahirishe. Tukaahirisha. Ilikuwa tu kutoka hapa tungeenda Mombasa, alafu tuende Garissa, alafu tuende Isiolo, tuende Bonde la Ufa, tuende huko Kambani, kule Mlimani, na baadaye tufike Nairobi. Sasa mara hii tuliamua ati ingawaje COVID iko, hatuwezi kusimamisha mambo yetu kwa sababu ya COVID. Tukasema hata kama tutakuwa na watu wachache wanawakilisha eneo hii ya Ingo, tutakuja hapa leo Kakamega, kwa sababu tumefika. Niko na maneno machache ambayo mimi nitataja hapa, na nitasema kwa Kimombo. Thank you. Najua ndio nyinyi watu wa Ingoni, watu wamesoma. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you have come to Western Kenya with a message of peace, unity, that will enable us to create lasting prosperity for the Luhya Nation and the country as a whole. This is why we started this journey last month with the Azimio La Umoja, or a call to unity of the nation. We recognize that no economic model, however well crafted, can thrive in an environment of chaos, disunity, and instability. We recognize that the Luhya Nation comprises a diverse group of people with diverse challenges and aspirations, but with one destiny as one people. We are here to reinforce that sense of shared destiny and to deliberate on how it translates into better terms of engagement with the Kenyan nation. And that's why I have keenly listened to those who have spoken here on behalf of the others who did not have opportunity to speak today. We envisage a Kenya that is a sum total of the aspirations of its regions, tribes, ethnic groups, faiths, social class, and demographic compositions. A nation in which no one feels cheated or left out. That is what we call shared prosperity. It begins with planting the spirit of unity, reconciliation, tolerance, and hope. It begins with us seeing each other not as enemies, to be subdued, but partners to be embraced in search of well-being of our people. The spirit of the Azimio La Umoja that we bring here today. We are not looking for followers or bystanders. We are looking for partners and active players, men, women, and youth on the same journey, same mission, with one agenda. With that partnership, we can all come to the table and begin a candid discussion on what is holding back our people here. We can discuss what is ailing our counties, constituencies, wards, and villages, and how to improve them. This region has a rich agricultural land for a variety of crops. It has minerals. It has potential for blue economy via Lake Victoria, and a potential for industrialization and value addition. With unity, we can get to the negotiation table and demand a fair shot at agribusiness, value addition in agriculture, better methods of mining, and better focused investment in industrialization. Lack of unity can make a community and a region to miss out even on obvious opportunities like the revival of Mumias sugar. We recently saw this in the push and pull that characterized efforts to lease Mumias sugar to enable it raw life and provide jobs again. Just members of parliament for this region rushed to parliament, the Senate, to stop the process of leasing the Mumias sugar. We believe that they are acting on behalf of some other competitors. The partnership we seek here is neither new nor impossible. We have had it before with spectacular results. Sons and daughters of this region stood hand in hand with other freedom fighters and delivered us from colonialism. Sons and daughters of this region stood with other compatriots to deliver the second liberation. And here we have Masinde Muliro, you have late Michael Wamala Kijana, you have people like James Osogo, people like the late Mr. Mzee Otiende, Martin Shikuku, and so many of them from this region. In our quest for a third liberation, in which we seek a lasting unity and stability of the nation, creation of viable and credible opportunities, we once again need the partnership and active involvement of the Mulembe Nation. And when I talk about the Mulembe Nation, I know that it's not only the Luhya you're talking about. You know that there are Tesos who live here. You know that there are Sabaots also who live here in Western. So Western is just like Nyanza, a multi-ethnic region. This push we are embarking on must lead to the transformation of the country, especially rural areas. It must ensure massive investment in rural infrastructure of access roads, railways, and waterways as a long-term priority in the county national development agenda. It must ensure proper investment in food and agricultural production. Counties here are experimenting with investments in various produce, like African indigenous vegetables. It is a worthy effort that needs support through investment in value addition and rural industrialization. The women engaged in growing Miranda in Vihiga, for instance, should be enabled to produce it in large quantities, preserve it, and market it as a product of Vihiga. The same support should be extended to farmers who have taken to fast-yielding groundnuts in places like Huisero, here in Kakamega. Poultry farmers in places like Ikonyero, here in Kakamega, need to be helped to access markets that ensure they get good prices for their produce. Promotion of cottage industries in rural Kenya is a must going forward. It must lead to reliable and cheap electricity, clean water, and good public schools in rural areas. Children and parents in rural areas must be confident that the education they're receiving is not in any way inferior to that of their counterparts in urban areas. And we must do more to sufficiently organize markets where food is bought and sold. Traders need better, less congested, and cleaner spaces to sell their produce while taking care of their health too. This region is known for excellent sportsmen and women, excellent soccer players and athletes, young boys and girls who need just a little push to beat the best in the world. Vihiga Queens has just earned a ticket to the Continental CAF Women Champions League. Their top scorer, Gentrick Shikangwa, has suddenly become a household name, just like the sprinter Ferdinand Omunyala. But this potential in Western Kenya is struggling and underperforming. We have not done enough to identify and support skills and talents among our youths. But here I must pause and say hongera to the Vihiga Queens, what they have done. We feel proud of them, and we will give them some little token to encourage them. Omunyala was able to run 9.8 meters seconds in 100 meters recently. That is world class. He comes from here. That shows that the great potential in this area that need to be tapped. And we need to invest more so that we can be able to develop more our youth more. Sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Yet community football clubs here are struggling to stay afloat. AFC Leopards Football Club is struggling, just like its rival Gor Mahia. We must think seriously about how to turn sports into an industry in this region. We need to think seriously about how to identify skilled youths, organize training and competition for them, and expose them to opportunities locally and abroad. This is the home of soccer. When we were growing up in those days, this region was the center of soccer, North Nyanza and Central Nyanza. Here you had players like Elijah Lidondi. I was talking to other people today. Munielo Piche, Shem Shimoto, Joe Kadenge, and all of them. Murila, Niva, Masika, Wanga, Chiteshi, Anyanzwa, Were, Renge. There's some you can count with. So we need to invest more so that we can be able to harvest what is available here. Secondly, we must radically transform sugarcane farming in this entire region to make it pay instead of impoverishing the people. We must provide our fishermen in Busia and border traders in Bungoma with the security and facilities they need. The constant harassment in the lake and around the border is undermining their ability to fend for their families. We must provide reliable, efficient, affordable, and quality health care to this region. COVID-19 pandemic has shown us how lack of modern, well-equipped, and well-staffed health facilities and lack of health insurance can impoverish people, especially in rural areas. This is one challenge we must confront with a single-minded unity of purpose. We must use the pain and losses as eye-openers on what we must do here in other parts of Kenya to build resilient and sustainable livelihoods. These are part of the reasons we are pushing for more resources to come to the counties and even to the wards. We must join hands and continue with that push. And we must ensure that we must build partnerships, not foment divisions. And we must humble ourselves. Kenya does not owe anybody any debt. Instead, as leaders and citizens, We owe Kenya a debt. And our determination is to ensure that Kenyans work together as one people. Our destiny is tied together as one people. And if we can bring our people together, we can be able to unleash that energy that we require to be able to propel Kenya from a third world country to a middle-income economy by the year 2030. That is what the founding fathers of our nation wanted when they coined our national anthem and said that God bless this land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. May we dwell in unity, peace, and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. That plenty was not going to drop like manna from heaven. It was going to be created through the sweat and toil of our people of Kenya. What Kenyans need are not handouts. What Kenyans need are not patronage. Kenyans need opportunity. Opportunity from the cradle to the grave. That any child born in our country, irrespective of the socio-economic status of his parents, can get equal education the child whose parents are rich. That any Kenyan, when he or she is sick, can get proper Medicare without having to go for Harambes to pay for hospital bills. We don't want to see Kenyan dead bodies being held up by hospitals because of hospital bills. We don't want healthcare to be just a commercial enterprise. It needs to be a service to the people of our country. We want to build a healthy nation, strong nation. And we want to give our youth equal opportunities so that we can be able to uplift our youth, give them requisite training and skills so that they can be the engine of economic growth and development. Kenyan youth are very aggressive. M-Pesa was invented here in Kenya. It's a product of Kenyan brains, which is now helping the rest of the world. And there are so many like those who can do even better things. We must just challenge our youth, give them the requisite skills, opportunities, and give them also capital so that they can continue to research and make inventions. We want to uplift our women so that our women can work hand in hand with our men as equal partners. Kenyan women don't want patronage. They only want equal opportunities. And this is what we want to give them so that they work hand in hand. This is what we intended to do through the BBI. Unfortunately, that is now work in progress. It will come. But for now, we want to partner with our women so that we change the regime and we get there and hold the power and use it so that we can be able to implement the policies that we talk about. We are saying that it can be done. Inawezekana.